If there's a map or a satellite shot that tells it all, it is this one. If you could look closely, I know it's a little hard to see, but right in through here, there's a tan shading. That is the dust in the Caribbean. This is what's coming next. Potentially a bigger area right in through here. That is about to surge in. So giving a heads up, we have another big round of dust that is headed in for many of us right across the Caribbean. It'll swing up toward the Bahamas, parts of the U.S. So let me show you that, take it day by day. And then we'll swing into Alvin. That is out there as a tropical storm, a tropical wave that is out there. I'll cover everything in this video, so thank you for your patience. This here is that big surge of dust that's going to move in. This is what we're dealing with today, a little bit of that dust around. We've had it. Thank you for your comments. In the comment section, put your location if you have some of the dust. We have it across the Caribbean. It's kind of lifted up toward the Gulf. Some of that's been over toward Florida, some of the hazier skies yesterday. This is the next big area about to move in. That's going to slide our way as we get into the weekend and the upcoming week. This is Sunday. So tomorrow and Sunday in particular, as we slide through the week in the Eastern Caribbean, that dust starts to work in. It does help limit some tropical development. Not all season. These are just surges of dust, and then you can see how it's less back behind it, and then another surge of dust. This time of year, we get that. So it doesn't stop the hurricane season, but temporarily, it could put a little wrinkle in some things. But there's that big area of dust. But let's go out on time here even further, and then you see it here by Tuesday of next week, moving into the Bahamas, near Florida, Cuba, Jamaica, Haiti, the DR, Puerto Rico, northern sections of the Caribbean and back through the Bahamas. We didn't have as much dust with this last round. A lot of it, as expected, was a little bit more to the south, but this round is going to move in for even more of us. So if you have breathing issues, of course, thinking of you, this kind of adds to it. If you have asthma or it's kind of like an allergy, if you don't have anything, you may feel like you have allergies or watery eyes, but a heads up, the next bigger area of dust coming in, and it is limiting some of the action that has been out there. You can see not a whole lot. We don't expect giant tropical waves this time of year, but we are going to continue to see some working in. There's a tropical wave sliding through the central Caribbean right now. Not a lot with it, but we're about to see the moisture building. And then as we swing back toward the west, look at here. This is Tropical Storm Alvin. It stayed on track from what we've been talking about really for a couple weeks. And it is about to weaken, and it is going to weaken quite a bit. As I've been mentioning, as it lifts to the north, it will fall apart. Already seeing signs of that. It's entering cooler water and above our heads, hostile environment. Some of that rain is going to creep into Mexico, no doubt, but also parts of Arizona, New Mexico, even Texas. I'll show you that in just a moment. Now, as far as a new area developing, I know there's a lot of chatter about that, but still, I appreciate your trust. I'm still not seeing big signs of development, at least in the short term. The American model is still trying to eventually make this area a tropical storm or even stronger. European, Canadian, and the ICON models don't have any development out of this. This area, though, the water is super warm for this time of year. So yeah, there is the possibility of development. I'm not seeing a strong sign of that at this point. I am watching it for you. I'm going to take you out with that American model in just a second. The European model showing a little bit of yellow parts of the Gulf and the Western Caribbean, about a 30-40% chance of maybe some development early to mid-June. It is a spot to watch. Yes, it could develop. Plenty of time to monitor. Just not seeing crazy signs of development. And this here is one of more of the aggressive models. This is the American model. Let me take you way out in time with this. Let's start with right now. Costa Rica, Panama, Trinidad. We could get a couple showers. Of course, Guyana and Suriname. This out here, I'll zoom down to Alvin in just a second and show you what happens with that. Spotty shower storm, Jamaica, Cuba, Haiti, the DR, back through Puerto Rico today. Then for tomorrow, I'm taking you through the weekend first. We're going to have that big area of dust move in. And note, the dust with the dry sinking air, less in the way of rain. The moisture is pegged over here. Still Guyana, Suriname, parts of Venezuela, Colombia, Costa Rica, and Panama. This area is going to be one to watch in the Eastern Pacific. I do believe this spot will develop back behind Alvin, a second area to develop. There's some of the rain on Sunday, but again, a lot of dust that is going to be moving in. With that said, we have a system moving off the east coast of the U.S., so parts of the Bahamas and parts of Cuba, we could get clipped by a few showers and storms. You see that right there, Sunday into Monday, watching that. Then as we get into the upcoming week. Hurricane season starts Sunday. As we get into next week, this is Tuesday. This area is going to start to develop in the eastern Pacific, but we'll start to get some rain lifting to the north. And you can see it here. I do believe this model's correct at this point. I'm watching the environmental conditions very closely, not just the models. They could be very, very wrong at times. This is by Thursday. I believe this area will develop. I'll watch Central America for rain. Belize, we actually need some rain. I'll be seeing how close this gets. Another tropical wave starting to move in near Barbados, Trinidad, St. Lucia, St. Vincent the Grenadines, and Grenada. But here comes that surge of moisture. By the end of next week, we're going to see a lot of rain building in the Caribbean, and this would be by next weekend. You see here, this is by June 8th. The American model does want to take this area and develop it into a tropical storm. In just a couple days, I will give you the heads up if it will really develop. Again, I know there's a lot of chatter out there. I'll let you know well in advance if it is going to develop. But at this point, this is way down the road. It's a wait and see. But I do believe we're going to get that heavy rain in spots. We may see that Cayman Islands, Jamaica, Haiti. We'll see if it's kind of shifting a little more east or to the west, but we're going to get a big area of rain. And over the next couple days, I will, with you, be dissecting if this area actually will develop as it tries to lift to the north. Now, this here, Tropical Storm Alvin, by the time we hit 5 o'clock this afternoon, it already doesn't look like a tropical storm. It is going to weaken quickly. With that said, it is going to enhance the chance of rain in spots that are much needed. Parts of northern Mexico, Arizona, and into New Mexico. You can see a little bit of a spin, really falling apart, a shell of itself pretty soon. Heavier rain as it moves inland. But then you see here on Sunday, and I'll expand out the view in just a moment, you see some of the rain that is going to be building. Parts of Arizona, there could be some flooding issues with this moving in. For the most part, it avoids Southern California, but you see some of that rain that will be lifting to the north. And again, quickly, everything will be weakening on this. Winds at about 50 miles per hour sustained, or 80 kilometers an hour. But again, they are going to weaken very, very quickly. Everything on track as this continues to lift its way up to the north. And this, I'm just zooming through this showing you the computer models all weakening very quickly. You see that downward trend in 24 hours, less than tropical storm status. So later today, again, this thing could really completely fall apart. But watching the rain aspect out of that. Now here, in the eastern U.S., that is where there could be some severe weather today, right there. And then Bermuda, watching one little system coming off the Atlantic region of Canada, a couple of those showers that will be passing by. By tomorrow, you see here, this area lifts up toward New Brunswick, watching that. New England seeing some of the rain, and then the tail end of it will start to give more scattered areas of rain. This here could develop some showers and storms in the northern Bahamas, of course, Florida, and then by late tomorrow, some of that rain starts to work in and tomorrow night into Bermuda. And then this here by Sunday, while we're dealing with this area right in through here, you could see some of the extra rain building in through here, parts of Arizona with that potential, northern Mexico, of some of that flooding. Even New Mexico could get some of that rain with the remnants, the leftovers of Alvin. Seas are going to be a little bit choppier in the Caribbean, watching the Atlantic passageways building with all of that energy coming off the east coast. I'll show you the rain totals in a second. Coming off the east coast of the U.S., things are going to be choppier, if not rough, from Bermuda back to the north. But this is through Monday. This is a bit of a chop in the Caribbean. And again, those Atlantic waters, they'll be, though, watching over here, still some of the swells from Alvin, things on the eastern Pacific side, just seeing things rougher as well. Now, watching some of the rain totals, again, northern Bahamas, as we go over the next few days, we'll get a chance of some scattered showers and storms. Central and southern, not quite as much, but northern, central, back into Cuba, we could see some of those scattered areas of rain. Of course, Florida, much of the southeast, scattered thunderstorms that will be around that could drop a quick 25 millimeters rain or an inch of rain or higher, up to 75 millimeters of rain or 3 inches of rain. Spotty shower storm, Jamaica, Haiti, the Dominican Republic. But be mindful, the dust, that second area, is about to move in. So you see the rain totals very low as a whole. Keeping an eye on Trinidad, where we could get clipped by a couple showers. but that big dust plume overall limiting some of the rain for a lot of us, not necessarily for Guyana and Suriname again. Watching out for additional flooding, watching out for some additional flooding parts of Costa Rica and Panama and southern Nicaragua. Keeping an eye on parts of southern Mexico, Guatemala for a better chance of rain. Belize, not quite yet. We'll see how things pan out as we work our way into June and we get that better chance of rain, but then we'll see some of this rain. Here's what's left of Alvin today, but that'll spread over some showers into parts of Arizona and New Mexico. In Texas has been doing a lot better with some of the rain. Still a couple downpours, watching out for that. There could be a couple spots with some scattered storms that get 2 to 3 inches of rain, even creeping over toward Lake Charles as we work our way into Louisiana. So 30 to 40% chance of a shower storm in Jamaica the next couple days. Cayman Islands, just about a 20% chance, but a 40% chance today and tomorrow. Not super high, but there could be some scattered showers. Trinidad and Tobago, mainly Trinidad, mainly southern zones, but you see Barbados, we're about to have that dust moving in again. The dust will be thick as well in St. Lucia. That will limit the chance of rain. 40% chance today in Grenada, down to a 30% chance tomorrow. 40% chance today in St. Vincent the Grenadines. By Sunday, thick dust around, just a 20% chance, isolated chance in Martinique. 20 to 30% chance in Dominica. We do that again, 30% chance as we work our way back through Guadeloupe. The dust will kind of surge its way up toward Antigua and Barbuda. This will be heavier, this will be thicker than the last round of dust. Sunday's rain chance, there'll be some hazy skies around with that dust. Rain chance staying low. St. Kitts and Nevis, Montserrat, doing the same thing. Rain chance staying limited, 20 to 30% chance. Anguilla and St. Bart's, rain chance stays limited. Some dust will be moving in rather soon. St. Martin, Saba, and Statia. Isolated shower storm today in Puerto Rico, about a 30% chance. We've got some dust on the way for the weekend. U.S. and British Virgin Islands, St. John, St. Thomas, St. Croix, up through Tortola. And then you see the Bahamas. We're going to watch the northern Bahamas for the scattered areas of rain. Freeport, New Providence, we could get some rain. Turks and Caicos, we're mainly dry. 40, maybe 50% chance of a shower or storm scattered about in the Dominican Republic. Only a 20% chance today, and really hot across Jamaica. If we are dry, we are hot this time of year. Belize, not quite yet. There's been a couple showers around, but not widespread. Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire, 20 to 30% chance. Watching out for that dust that will be sliding in again. Guyana and Suriname, though, watching out for the flooding. A 70 to 80% chance of rain right through the upcoming weekend. Some scattered storms possible, mainly afternoon varieties. We get back through Cuba. 80% chance of rain. Costa Rica, Panama, I'll be watching your rain totals in the comments. 40 to 50% chance, mainly southern Nicaragua. Picks up a little bit in Honduras by Sunday. We're up to about a 50% chance. Guatemala and El Salvador, especially Guatemala, that elevated chance of some rain around. 60 to 70% chance of scattered showers and storms. Mexico City, mainly dry today in the Yucatan Peninsula. Could get a couple showers around Merida by Sunday. 30% chance today in northern Colombia. It will build a little bit, and scattered areas of rain, mainly away from the coast in Venezuela. And then in Bermuda by late tomorrow, really tomorrow night and early Sunday, that's when that better chance of some of the rain moves in. So big area of dust moving in once again. This one could impact more of us. Tropical waves as well, but not a whole lot for that as of now. Watching out for some development, of course, in the Western Caribbean as we get closer, much more active, no doubt, as we get into the month of June. Thank you for sharing this channel with your friends and family. Have a good day ahead.